Swem Oath and the Broken Fence. In a quiet village nestled in the rolling hills of Nigeria's Tiv land lived two neighbors, Toma and Wemby. Both men had grown up in this village, where the rhythm of life was tied closely to the land and the traditions passed down through generations. Toma was a farmer, known for his strong hands and steady heart, while Wemba was a herder, careful and thoughtful, always watching over his cattle with a gentle patience. Their families had lived side by side for many years, sharing stories, meals, and sometimes disagreements. This story takes place some years ago during the planting season, a time when the community was busy preparing their fields hoping for a good harvest. But this year, there was a problem. The fence between Toma's farm and Wemba's grazing land had collapsed during a heavy rainstorm. The fence was more than just wood and vines. It was a boundary that kept peace, a line that marked respect between neighbors. Without the fence, Wemba's cattle wandered freely into Toma's crops, trampling young seedlings and ruining the hard work Toma had done. Toma was angry and frustrated. He felt disrespected, as if his efforts were being ignored. Wemba, on the other hand, was upset too. He didn't want to lose his cattle or cause trouble, but without the fence, it wasn't easy to keep them in. One afternoon, the two men met at the village well, where everyone came to draw water and exchange news. The air was tense, but they knew they had to talk. Toma said, "Wemba, your cattle are ruining my farm." The fence was our agreement. Without it, we are at odds. Wemba nodded, his voice calm but firm. "I understand, Toma. The rains destroyed the fence, and I have no way to keep the cattle away. But let us find a way to fix this together." In Tiv tradition, when neighbors needed to settle a serious disagreement, they would swear an oath on the swim, a sacred emblem, often a small carved object or symbol representing truth and honesty. Swearing on the swim meant promising to speak and act with integrity, and breaking that oath was believed to bring misfortune. So the village elders were called to witness as Toma and Wemba took the swim oath. Standing before the gathered community, both men placed their hands on the carved emblem and promised to restore the fence and respect each other's land. The oath was powerful. It reminded them both that their bond as neighbors was stronger than any dispute. They agreed to rebuild the fence together using sturdy wood and tying it tightly so it would withstand future storms. But rather than just rebuilding the old fence, they decided to plant a row of hedges along the boundary, a living fence of thorny bushes and flowering plants. These hedges would grow strong and tall, a natural barrier that was beautiful and practical. As they worked side by side, digging holes and planting seedlings, Toma and Wemba talked and laughed. They shared stories of their families and hopes for the future. The hedges soon became a symbol of their renewed friendship and respect. The lesson here is simple but important. When conflicts arise, especially between neighbors or friends, it can be tempting to let anger take over. But by coming together, speaking honestly, and making promises we are willing to keep, we can find solutions that bring peace. The Swem Oath was more than just words. It was a reminder to honor trust and work as a community. And so, in that village among the hills of Tivland, the broken fence was not just repaired, it was transformed into something stronger, living proof that even after a storm, friendship and respect can grow again. Next time you face a problem with someone close to you, remember Toma and Wemba's story. Sometimes all it takes is a promise, a little hard work together, and a willingness to listen to restore what's been broken.